This comic strip I remember, now I can't for the life of me figure out exactly which strip it was, but it had such a deep message in it where the child comes home from school and the mother tells the child, "How was school?" And the child replies, "I'm so glad it's over that I'm almost happy I went." For many of us, life is full of suffering. Ramesh used to say he had a migraine for many years, many years. And the day it stopped, he realized that absence of pain is the greatest pleasure. Anyone who is suffering pain, physical, psychological, whatever it may be, and if God comes to them and tells them, "I will take away your pain," or "I can give you all the pleasures in life, but that pain will still be there," which would he or she choose? Life has a way of just taking very sharp turns. Everything is good till a point. Till your husband drops dead with a heart attack at the age of 44. Then life changes direction. Till your child is abducted by some terrorists, and we know where that ends up. There's so much suffering, so much depression, so much anxiety, angst. And in that comic strip, the child telling the mother, "Mummy, I'm so glad it's over, that I am almost happy I went." Because it is not necessary that everyone goes through an enjoyable childhood in school, for example. And here we are talking about the school of life. It reminds me of an incident at my guru's place where this young girl came with her parents, and throughout the satsang, she sat very quietly on the swing, very quietly. And it was quite nice to see that a child whose instinct is to run around, play around and all, but this child was very content. And at the end of the satsang, a few of us went up to the parents and met this child, and it was very nice. And then one person commented that, "What is wrong with your child?" So the parents were a bit shocked. This is not the way a child should be. A child should be distracted. A child should be running around. Should be this, should be that, should be that. Now imagine a child who is instinctively a quiet introvert is made to do things and be a certain way which is not his nature. It's like telling someone who's left-handed to forcefully use his right hand. God has made everyone the way they are made. So where's the question of one should be this way and the other should be that way? It really does not make sense. And that is why so much of us in our later years have that feeling of relief. I used to get it myself. It's more a relief rather than a pleasure when things come to an end, a culmination. You know, it's that sense of relief, the relief from the migraine of life. It is not a pessimistic attitude. What is being pointed at here is the fact that the understanding is that life means pleasure one moment, pain the next moment. To just want pleasure all the time is impossible. It's like the river trying to flow only on one side of the bank. It is not possible. what happens is we get buffeted between pain and pleasure, pain and pleasure, pain and pleasure, pain and pleasure. That is our journey of life. So, with somebody who is experiencing deep suffering in life, the balm, the consolation is firstly that this was part of the divine will, because a lot of factors which were not in your control created this suffering. We took ownership of that suffering. If we had not taken ownership of it, it would still be suffering as pure suffering. But what happens is we then say, why am I suffering? I should not be suffering. And then the next level of suffering begins. In my new book, I had sent it to Ramesh, my guru's daughter, who has seen quite a bit of pain in life. And Ramesh would say about Jaya that she has a very deep understanding of life. He used to tell me that very often. She sent me a very nice note on the book, and her last line read, I wish you minimum pain in life. Now, somebody who's been through a lot would be able to write that because they know that it is the absence of pain which is the greatest pleasure, which delivers equanimity, peace of mind. Let life flow. And then, when it's time, the separate river merges into the ocean. The child comes home and says, I'm so glad it's over that I'm almost happy I went.